Vietnam is in no short supply of beautiful, unique looking trees, and the one I'm going to tell you about today is the cherry blossom tree. So as you can see, Tet is around the corner and preparation is in full swing, which means the cherry blossom is ubiquitous. What's the other contender for the decoration of choice in the Vietnamese household?
I think it's mostly Cung Qua tree or Hoa Mai tree, which I don't know the English name of, sorry. But when it comes to the ultimate plant, it's the cherry blossom.
Yeah, the undisputed king is the cherry blossom.
Yeah.
It reigns supreme. I think it is apt that we address the term cherry blossom a little bit because it can be quite confusing.
Yeah.
The popular English translation for cây đào is obviously cherry blossom, but the variety commonly found in Vietnam, I think that's actually more akin to peach blossom.
That's a botanical fact.
Yeah. So you've been in Japan for an extended amount of time.
Hi.
It's safe to say.
So that's
and I think cherry blossom is more common there. So what are some of the differences that are distinguishable?
I mean, the biggest difference between cherry blossom and peach blossom is that our peach blossom in Vietnam, the blossom's size is usually smaller.
Okay.
And another thing is that the shade range of peach blossom in Vietnam is much more diverse compared to sakura in Japan. I mean, in Vietnam we have peach blossoms that are light in pink, and then there are those that are blushier.
Yeah.
But then in Japan, sakura blossoms are usually very pale in color. Very, very pale, and some of them are even straight up white.
Yeah, it just borders on white, or just
no pigment at all.
Yeah, but you know, regardless of biological or should I say botanical correctness, one thing's for sure: it's all cherry blossom trees are undeniably beautiful.
Yeah.
Besides the flowers, another key component that is fastidiously inspected by seasoned buyers of cherry blossom is the buds. The ones with lots of buds go for a pretty penny, especially given how hot the weather has become, and that has caused cherry blossom to, well, blossom prematurely. The abundance of buds ensures that the owner gets to enjoy his purchase well into the holiday. However, true connoisseurs know to look beyond the flowers and the buds. There are other elements that explain why some trees are worth X and others are worth Y. For example, the way the trunk grows, colloquially referred to as the posture of the tree, constitute much of the tree's value. In other words, a shapely tree commands a premium, while one where the branches just kind of sprout randomly can be had for cheap. The blossoming of the cherry blossom tree, or more precisely the peach blossom tree as we've learned today, coincides with the first days of spring, so in that sense, the tree kind of represents the start of something new, something exciting. So if you want to liven up your living room, your house this coming holiday season, getting a cherry blossom tree is the way to go. I mean, if you look at the thing, it just exudes youth and life. So if you're in the market for a cherry blossom tree, I think you could do worse than Phùng Hưng Mural Street. This place, I mean, it's cherry blossom nirvana. The street is lined with vendors peddling their creations, right? And I think the offerings really run the gamut. You have like the more diminutive plants to the, you know, this thing here, which is kind of grandiose.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, it's convenient because it's located right in the center of the city.
Yeah, it's in the heart of Hanoi.
I mean, if you don't want to venture right to the
Của Thầy area.
Yeah.
So centrally located with lots of options. Well, that's kind of my take on describe an important plant in your country. What do you think about it?
What else can I say? He's a god, he's a deity when it comes to speaking. This is his territory. How dare I school him on this?
Come on.
But again, I will say it's the use of specific vocab that really shone in his topic. I really enjoyed the part where you talked about, where we talked about, you know, the differences between the peach blossom and cherry blossom. Yeah. I think we used lots of great vocab that you guys at home could use as well. Like talking about the blossom size, the shade range, or talking about the botanical aspects of it. I think those are really great words that you could definitely apply to your speaking in the test room.
I like how you corrected me, like when I said biological, like the more correct word in that context would be like botanical.
Yeah,
and
it's a really good choice.
Yeah, and I think for aspiring IELTS high achievers, if you really want to get into the upper echelons of the band scores, I mean like band 7.5, 8, 8.5, and 9, I think precision, it's kind of something you should really work on. Like just look at an object and really pick out like the different components of it, like really break it down and you know, describe it in detail instead of just like using general terms.
Not just about control anymore, it's about flexibility and precision.
And diversity, like trying to paraphrase and stuff like that.
And a little tiny bit of idiomatic expressions.
Just a tiny little bit.
Like in no short supply of, that's a good one. What else?
You could do worse than something. Idiomatic expressions are usually not very long. They are spot on. Really encapsulate certain feelings that would have otherwise been verbose if we were to describe it in like more technical or academic language. You know?
So it's okay to use them, but make sure you understand them, okay? Understand them like they're your family, okay? Okay.
So that's it for describe an important plant, you guys. And
it was a good one.
I hope that for this holiday season, you guys can set aside the time to just kind of mull over these answers, describe a colorful place, and describe an important plant.
And if you go to the test room and if you encounter those topics, you can thank us later.
Happy New Year, guys. My name is Đặng.
And I'm Duy Long.
And we're from
the IELTS Workshop.